Hola, it's Ana, Spanish55.com ambassador. Hoy vuelvo a hacer videos. Yo te recuerdo. No entiendo qué pasa. Learning irregular verbs may seem like a headache.
Well, my head hurts.
I know, but in this video, we're going to break it down into 3 categories so you can easily identify and learn how to conjugate them in the present tense. Before we get into the 3 categories, we recommend you pause the video and practice repeating the sentence with each pronoun. To continue, don't forget these 2 things. Number 1. Verbs in Spanish are identified by their endings. We have AR, ER, and IR endings. And number 2, conjugations for nosotros are not affected by irregular verbs rule. So, good news, you have one less conjugation to worry about. Irregular verbs in Spanish are verbs that have a change in the stem. Now, remember, the stem is like the root of the verb. For example, in the verb poder, POD is the root or the stem of the verb. So when we conjugate irregular verbs in present tense like poder, we change the stem along with their endings. Like in the sentence yo puedo, we changed O for you and we dropped the ER ending for O. The first category is a stem change E for IE. With AR endings, we have these 2 frequently used verbs, the verb cerrar and the verb empezar. The conjugation for the verb cerrar is yo cierro, tú cierras, él, ella, usted cierra, nosotros cerramos, ellos, ellas, ustedes cierran. Now, the conjugation for the verb empezar is yo empiezo, tú empiezas, él, ella, usted empieza, nosotros empezamos, ellos, ellas, ustedes empiezan. For example, yo cierro los ojos. Tú empiezas a leer. El profesor cierra la puerta cuando empieza la clase. With ER endings, we have verbs like entender and querer. The conjugation for the verb entender is yo entiendo, tú entiendes, él, ella, usted entiende, nosotros entendemos, ellos, ellas, ustedes entienden. And the conjugation for the verb querer is yo quiero, tú quieres, él, ella, usted quiere, nosotros queremos, ellos, ellas, ustedes quieren. For example, tú entiendes español. Nosotros queremos chocolate. Los hombres quieren entender a las mujeres. And I don't know why, that's so easy. Let's continue. Finally, with IR endings, we have the following verbs. The verb preferir and the verb sentir. The conjugation for the verb preferir is yo prefiero, tú prefieres, él, ella, usted prefiere, nosotros preferimos, ellos, ellas, ustedes prefieren. And the conjugation for the verb sentir is yo siento, tú sientes, él, ella, usted siente, nosotros sentimos, ellos, ellas, ustedes sienten. For example, ustedes prefieren comer tacos. Yo siento frío esta noche. Ella prefiere dormir cuando siente frío. Remember, in this category we change E for IE. Let's continue with the second category. Here, the stem changed from O to UE. With AR endings, we have these two frequently used verbs, the verb encontrar and the verb recordar. The conjugation for the verb encontrar is yo encuentro, tú encuentras, él, ella, usted encuentra, nosotros encontramos, ellos, ellas, ustedes encuentran. And for the verb recordar, the conjugation is yo recuerdo, tú recuerdas, él, ella, usted recuerda, nosotros recordamos, ellos, ellas, ustedes recuerdan. For example, Carlos encuentra descuentos en Internet. Tú recuerdas la conjugación de los verbos. Now, with ER ending, we have these two common verbs, the verb poder and the verb volver. The conjugation of the verb poder is yo puedo, tú puedes, él, ella, usted puede, nosotros podemos, ellos, ellas, ustedes pueden. And the conjugation for the verb volver is yo vuelvo, tú vuelves, él, ella, usted vuelve, nosotros volvemos, ellos, ellas, ustedes vuelven. For example, ustedes pueden hablar español. Yo vuelvo a casa después del trabajo. With IR endings, we have verbs like dormir and morir. The conjugation for the verb dormir is yo duermo, tú duermes, él, ella, usted duerme, nosotros dormimos, ellos, ellas, ustedes duermen. Now, the conjugation for the verb morir is yo muero, tú mueres, él, ella, usted muere, nosotros morimos, ellos, ellas, ustedes mueren. For example, ustedes duermen mucho. Muchos soldados mueren en la guerra. Remember, in this category, we change O for UE. Let's finish with the third category. This category is only found for verbs with IR ending. Here, the stem changed from E to I. We have verbs like pedir and seguir. The conjugation for the verb pedir is yo pido, tú pides, él, ella, usted pide, nosotros pedimos, Ellos, ellas, ustedes piden. And the conjugation for the verb seguir is yo sigo, tú sigues, él, ella, usted sigue, nosotros seguimos, ellos, ellas, ustedes siguen. For example, ellos piden dulces en Halloween. Ustedes siguen aprendiendo español con Spanish 55. Remember, this category just applies to verbs with IR endings. And here we're going to change E for I. Do you remember the mistakes I made at the beginning? Volvo a hacer videos. Yo te recuerdo. Oops. Now that we know how to conjugate these verbs, let's try again. Hoy vuelvo a hacer videos. Yo te recuerdo. Perfect. Finally, I did well. Hope these 3 categories help you get started learning irregular verbs. These are not all the categories, but stay tuned for our upcoming videos and practice with us. Hope it was helpful and easy for you. Practice makes perfect, so feel free to go back and review. Please leave us a comment about this video and send us your questions and suggestions. For one-on-one coaching over Skype, visit Spanish55.com. Hasta pronto!